Yeah, let's do it. What do you say, folks? Yeah? All right. Rodrigo, hop with the slate. Hop it in there.
Speed.
All right, and roll cameras. A speeding. Mark? If you've never been on a film set before, it can be a very strange thing to see. Sometimes it's bustling, sometimes it's weirdly quiet. There are people all over the place whose jobs are completely indiscernible. Who's in charge here? What's all this equipment for? And what's taking so long? Film sets are very intricate machines that require a group of skilled technicians and a significant amount of complex equipment all coming together at the same time and place with a single purpose: to manufacture a moment for the camera. Even something as true and real as One Perfect Meal requires a lot of manufacturing of scenes and situations. Making these moments is complicated. Making it happen smoothly while keeping everyone safe, happy, and productive requires a huge amount of logistics, planning, and prep. And for the most part, the universe is against you every step of the way. I'm Scott Westby, and this is my One Perfect Meal behind the scenes. I think I loved what you said. She's got a great line. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Yeah, and that's. For season 1, our brief was to produce 3 episodes, 1 restaurant in each, as well as a travel component every episode to showcase the variety of different ways visitors can get around Calgary. In a normal film shoot, you generally want complete and exclusive control over your location. Film crews take up a lot of space, and the locations need to be quiet so your audio is clean. But in this case, we needed to keep our restaurant partners top of mind and reduce any impact on their operations as much as possible. So there were some pretty complex situations to navigate. For instance, 2 of our restaurants were open for dinner service the days we were filming, and the 3rd was open almost the entire time we were there. It's critical to avoid filming interviews in a full restaurant. We just couldn't use the audio if we did. So we had to be sharp with our schedule to get those wrapped before service began. 10-Foot Henry opens at 10 a.m., and when you need 4 hours just to set up and film your interview, it means early mornings for everyone. It was also important to reduce any disruption for our restaurants and their guests. That means we had to keep our equipment to a minimum and make our footprint as small as possible, while keeping our own noise levels down to maintain a great guest experience.
Okay, so Anish, I know you're gonna hate it, but we gotta move that guy back.
This guy back
Yeah,
with it?
because on the wide we adjusted it. Yeah, that way. Yeah.
Okay, so Seth, where's the edge of your frame?
Setting up interviews is a thing. It takes about 2 hours to set one up properly. Lighting, cameras, tripods, microphones, makeup, it all happens in concert so that everyone is ready to roll at the same time. Setups can be unpredictable and require a lot of problem solving on the fly. When you add the complexity of also capturing stills photography, and you need hot and fresh meals from a commercial kitchen to arrive right on cue. Oh, by the way, these are coming from a commercial kitchen that's also serving a restaurant full of guests, lunch and dinner. You can see how it becomes a very delicate thing to try to plan and execute. Zephyr, can I see kind of your wide master here? Yeah. That light is really a bitch for you, hey? Okay, what would help if we rise it up? Managing a crew of 16 people and keeping them happy and productive requires a lot of behind the scenes effort. Making sure everyone is safe and feeling supported is the most important thing. Then you have to make sure they have hot coffee when they show up for work, snacks and drinks throughout the day, meals that are fresh and ready when we break for lunch, whenever that is, arranging nearby parking and street permits in downtown Calgary for 16 vehicles, ensuring every piece of equipment is at the right place at the right time. A film set needs people dedicated just to keeping the machine running. And of course, no matter how much planning you put into a shoot, problems are going to come up. Hey man, Scott calling from Pluto and Alex here from Travel Alberta. How are you? Good. Oh, okay, no sweat. Yeah. On day 2, we found out that Chef Darren McLean from Nupo was unexpectedly unavailable the next day for personal reasons, which made it impossible to shoot his interview. We totally understood, life gets in the way, and sometimes you just can't capture what you want. But we had permits lined up, the equipment is rented and paid for, the crew is booked and contracted, they'll need to be paid either way. So canceling a shoot is not only really tricky, it's costly. So we had to pivot. What else could we do? We proceeded with the Nupo shoot the next day with the kitchen staff, models, food, and a full restaurant, and booked a 5th day for pickups to film just the interview with Chef Darren. Our final day was easily the most complicated. Remember that traveling around Calgary component? Yeah. Filming at multiple locations in downtown Calgary in a single day is a logistical puzzle by itself. But when you also need to film on the C train, it's a whole thing.
I actually love this station. Yeah, okay.
It's a good shot for
Yeah.
that. But then are we just going to go to that station, pop back on?
Yes, exactly. So do you want to pop a vest on?
The City of Calgary and Calgary Transit were great to work with, they always are, but there are a lot of rules. To film on the C train, we needed to coordinate a handler from Calgary Transit to chaperone us. We couldn't capture any clear shots of faces of anyone else riding the train, and you don't control when the train comes and goes. That means you get one take every 10 to 20 minutes. When you're on a tight schedule like we were, sometimes that means you really only get one take, so you'd better get it right. Wow. So after 5 days of filming, over 1,000 person hours of work, 6 City of Calgary permits, 35 different dishes, and 13.5 hours of footage captured, that's a wrap. Now, to take that 7 terabytes of footage and edit it all together. When you consider how much footage we captured, it's pretty crazy that the end result is 3 7.5-minute episodes. But that's the film business, and I wouldn't have it any other way.